Welcome back to another episode of King and Sharif. I'm King.
I'm Sharif.
And we are finally done with Diddy.
The Diddler.
Part 4. The end.
Is this 4? I thought it was 3.
No, this is part 4.
Oh, Lord.
This is the fourth part.
It's the 4th part.
This is the fourth part.
What's big news, though?
I mean,
Ain't nothing else going on.
what?
Besides,
What do you mean?
those poor people that lost their lives in the flood.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to
So
them.
there is a lot going on. There as far as pop culture and that type of stuff, there's not a whole lot going on. You're right.
Yeah, nothing.
So
Nothing political right now.
Right.
No elections going.
well, there's some political stuff going on, but that's another episode. So the verdict is in.
Right.
And he was found not guilty on the majority of the heavier charges,
The
RICO charges. But he was found guilty on the charges of sex trafficking. And now,
I think that's what we said, that he probably will be found guilty of.
you did say that. You did say that. And so now the question is how much time he's going to actually receive for the charges that he was convicted of. And I think that those charges carry a maximum penalty of 10 years each.
Yeah. I read where the prosecutors are asking for no less than 5 years, and the defense says no, that they would be willing to do 27 months with 10 months time served, so he would do a little over a year.
So I'm going to ask you two questions.
Mm-hmm.
So based on the prosecution's case, do you agree with?
If I was on the jury, I would have did the same thing they did.
Okay.
I don't think they could prove that he had a criminal enterprise. I thought they was gonna try to say that he, killed Tupac or something like that. But they, that's what I thought when this trial began. They was had so much speculation. When I think RICO, I think murder, kidnap, arson. A lot of different stuff go into a RICO. Like they weren't able. They didn't make him look like he was doing. They just made him look like he's just a nasty individual. They didn't make him look like he was running.
Well, I do agree that the charges were trumped up charges.
Yeah.
Now, let me be clear. I do not believe that he's not a terrible person. I think that he's a terrible person.
He's guilty of that.
But I don't think that the prosecution did the best job in proving those RICO charges.
I think the prosecution did. I mean, for one, if I was them, I wouldn't have never brought him on the RICO unless I had some more evidence than that. But
they were trying to hang him out to dry now. So
I think for what they had, you know what I mean, they did the best job they could do. But I just feel like, federal cases, they usually don't even go after if they was only going to get guilty verdicts for those two lesser charges. They probably would have left them alone.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I it's just one of those things that they just wasn't able to prove the case.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So I didn't want him to go to jail. I said that on here. I said I didn't want him to go to jail. Like, I just felt like he's just he's a bad person, and he's lost a lot.
Based on the charges, and I do believe in the judicial system to an extent, right? And based on the charges and what they found him not guilty of, then I think whatever the sentence that they're talking about giving him is fine. But what we were talking about earlier is that I'm probably gonna catch some heat for this, but I'm gonna say it anyway, because we speak the truth to each other. I am flabbergasted at the amount of people that are cheering for this man when, at least, at the very minimum, he is a wife beater. Like, he's a woman beater, and he's a horrible person. And so, I understand. Yeah, he beat the charges. The most heinous charges got dropped. But he's also a horrible person, like,
right.
Which brings us to.
I wish they could charge him with that, but
they didn't.
The statute of limitations.
Right. which brings us to kind of the theme of what what our topic is tonight is how does he repair his reputation? How does his family go on after this whole fiasco?
Well, I think it's kind of what you said. Like, what you just said kind of answered that for me was like a lot of people are cheering him on. So I think him being found not guilty gave him probably half of the people that was looking down on him back. Like, they making jokes and they're going to make jokes and blah, 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 but some of these people look at him like a hero or something, like a John Gotti.
I know, but dang,
like every time this man's been to trial, he's been to a trial, 3 times now for a criminal offense?
Yeah.
He's beat all 3. They're saying, even 50 Cent say, hey, man, I got to give him to him. He can be the charge. And then he threw a little shot at him, calling the gay John Gotti, but you know what I mean? But you know what I mean?
50 Cent
but what he's saying is all the New York people, they big on John Gotti. Yeah. They praise John Gotti and shoot, they like Puff is now Puff, he beat the government. Everybody said nobody beats the feds. Puff beat the feds. So like in the streets, he's already got most of his reputation back in the streets because the streets don't care that he slung that girl all over the place, and they don't. They feel like Cassidy is a snitch, you know what I mean? And Cassidy stole his money and still went to the government on him and stuff like that from the people that I talked to that's in like the criminal, not just criminal, but just like, just kind of,
Now, I don't think she snitched. Like, she was compelled to testify. Volunteering.
Yeah, well, they were going to charge her. They were going to charge her too. That's how she became the
star witness.
The star witness, yeah. She got immunity. They were gonna put it on her too if she didn't go along with that RICO.
Okay, so I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but you think I'm gonna not snitch on somebody that beat my ass repeatedly and tricked me out?
Oh, I'm pretty sure since she's been married and all that. Well, I mean, not in her mind because of this reality. Oh, she was done pretty bad. Now, the older she got, the more she came out of got older, the more she probably thought, hey, man, this man really did. There's no doubt in my mind that she genuinely believes that this man was like, her, what they call him, like the sex trafficker or whatever, the
pimp.
Not just the pimp, but you know how when they grab the young girls and stuff like that, and they like they sex trafficking and stuff, and they just like they're predator or whatever.
Oh yeah, they're groomer.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure she felt like the man did catch her young. I feel like the older she got, she probably thought, hey, look at this man did to me. You know what I mean? So I believe genuinely she thinks, and I believe that a lot of other people think that that she's the victim. But, they making her look bad online, like, like she's a bad person and she's a sex trafficker and,
Yeah, I mean, the court of public opinion.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
So.
I think both of them just ruined their, I don't think it's all Cassie's fault, but, I think she ran into an older man that had control over her career. Mm-hmm. Control over her lifestyle, you know what I mean?
She was impressionable, and she wanted what she wanted. She wanted to be a star, and it just didn't happen that way.
And I think they proved that, she did things that she didn't want to do because she wanted to please him and didn't want to make him angry or didn't want to get kicked to the curb. And, when he gets mad at her, he goes get another woman and publicly embarrasses her for 4 or 5 months. Yeah, I genuinely think he messed with her. Now, I don't know if it was messed with her brain. I don't know, they weren't able to prove that was a crime.
I think there's also an element of, and I think you may have said something to this effect in one of the earlier episodes about how a lot of the women that he dealt with were looked at how he treated Carisha, Young Miami, and they were trying to figure out
why it wasn't her.
Why her and not us? What's so good about her?
Because she from the Pork and Bean Projects, and she ain't scared to go back, and she already had something before she got with him. Yeah. And she ain't scared to, go she thugged out, man. Them girls might be city girls and look dressed up and all that, dolled out and stuff. But man, they can go right back to the hood and sit on the porch. Them
You think so, Harry?
Oh,
You
yeah.
shaking your head.
Carisha could rock right back to the Porky B Project right now, sit on the porch and do hair for the rest of her life and she'll still be
She
good.
got nothing to lose, huh? Okay.
Yeah, they don't know, man. That girl wasn't gonna let Puffy run that shit on her. She was out to get him. You know what I mean? Hey, you know, you giving up. But you gave Cassie $500,000 a month. I want that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're going to keep your damn hands off of me. I'm going to keep my Miami niggas fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I know that's a real thing.
Yeah.
So what happens with his children?
I think they're able to. Now, before I thought he ruined their lives. But now that he's not guilty, I think they can carry on with careers. I just think, you know, I don't really see, you know, last week or 2 weeks ago, I felt like his reputation was damaged forever. His reputation is damaged forever in the business world.
I think so.
But, you know what I'm saying,
now, there's always going to be an element of somebody that's going to want to work with him, simply because of the fact that he's P. Diddy and the notoriety that comes along with working with somebody.
He's got a huge amount of money. Like
he does.
He can make other investments. Like you go from $1 billion to $400 million. Like you didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
It looks bad. Like he lost $600 million. You got $400 million.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's still everybody's tried their whole life to see $1 million.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He has 400 of those. You know what I mean? So he's not hurting it. He's a hustler. He gonna make it back. He gonna find a way to. He gonna invest in some startup or something like where he can remain anonymous. What do you call it? Anonymous, where they don't have to disclose who their business. You know, when you're doing the startups, they don't have to disclose.
But do you think that his ego, knowing what we know about him and how? You remember when we talked about in an early episode that when you get a certain amount of money, you walk different, you talk different, you act different, right? Do you think that his ego is going to allow him to be anonymous? Allow him not to be...
I would hope he would stay out the limelight. But he seems to be the kind of person that can't stay out the limelight. I don't think he's
going to be able to do it.
But he has been in prison for almost a year. That may have changed him.
Nah, get that man some.
What
you call it, Beijing? Get him some Beijing because that his head,
I don't know.
Head
you
gray.
know, he been
that head is gray.
You know,
so give him some Beijing and a good lineup.
Yeah, my brother told me, you know, prison do two things to you: it either change you or make you worse. So you know what I mean? Like it could be either one. You know what I mean? Maybe it changed him. Maybe he comes back and he finds his faith and he stays out, does charitable events and you know what I mean? Saves whatever little bit of good that he got left in him for the next 20, 30 years that he's living.
I'm putting my money on it's going to make him worse. I'm putting my money on that.
Chris Brown bounced back. I mean, he wasn't no sex trafficker, but he whooped the hell out of damn Rihanna. And it took him a while, but they still, you know, look at him like the next best thing to Michael Jackson. It didn't ruin his life like they said it was going to do. I mean, it slowed him down for a few years, but he came back. Now, Puff Daddy ain't that young.
And not that this is an excuse, and it shouldn't be this way, but also Chris Brown has a much larger fan base than P. Diddy does because Chris Brown actually has talent.
I wouldn't say that.
You think P. Diddy got more talent than Chris Brown?
That's Bad Boy. You got all
Who's signed to Bad Boy right now?
No, but not now. But I'm talking about over a lifetime.
I mean,
he accumulated most of that money off of music, so he's popular. He's not, and he can't dance like Chris Brown, but he.
I think Chris Brown's got more mass appeal than Puffy.
Maybe for the young people.
All the artists then.
That's true. I guess. I mean,
I don't disagree with you. It's close.
I got a bad taste in my mouth about P. Diddy. I just do.
I'm
sorry.
But you should have a bad taste in your mouth about Chris Brown.
Like him.
He basically did the same thing.
I mean, I don't like Chris Brown either. However, I find Chris Brown to be a little bit more palatable than P. Diddy.
Yeah. Well, I'm
just saying.
P. Diddy nasty. And then like you got little kids saying, like I got my wife's youngest son, like 9, and I heard him say, you know, he's on the spectrum or whatever, and I heard him say, he said, he said, hey, if you see P. Diddy out there, like, they was like a joke, like, when you walking home from school, telling my son, you know, if y'all see P. Diddy out there, you got to say no, because P. Diddy like to party. You know what I mean? Like, this a 9-year-old. You know, you got little kids saying, if you heard him say, you'll still be laughing. You'll be down on the ground, because he's got the funniest voice. But
he like to party?
He said, yeah, you see P. Diddy out there, boy, you better say no.
Oh,
P. Diddy like to party, you know what I mean? Like that's just what your reputation is now. Like, oh, there go Diddy.
Yeah, he's forever gonna be a meme. Like, and the only reason why there ain't no real current memes out is because he ain't out.
You know what hurt him the most though?
The baby oil.
Not the baby oil, because I think every man got a bottle of baby oil. But now he had he had 1 million bottles of baby oil, but I'm pretty sure every man got a bottle of baby oil standing around somewhere. But
okay.
But the part where he let the
man rub
the stuff on his nipples, man, there ain't no coming back from that.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Not only, you know, like I don't have a problem with anything that's LGBTQIA, elemental P. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with nothing of that. None of that. You know what I mean? But it's not my preference, so it's nasty to me. Okay. So you know what I mean? So I'm like, so that's the other question. There are going to be some people where he's going to be a social pariah because of the fact that he did the things that he did, and it was on Front Street. Like, I know it shouldn't be that way, and I know, you know, no, it shouldn't be that way. I don't care. Love is love. Do your thing. I don't whatever care you know, whatever your thing is. If my son told me he was that gay, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah,
you know
I mean,
like I would chill with his.
You know, it is what it is.
His husband or whatever.
However, some of the stuff that came out. Yeah, I know, I'm not gonna be the bedroom police, but some of that stuff that they talked about,
niggas sitting in the corner with a mask on and all kind of stuff. Come on, man! Like it ain't. I just can't imagine people getting that freaky. Like, okay, like I'll admit it on camera. Hell, I like a little porn here and there, but I don't want to watch no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just like if my shit come across that shit, I'm like, I'm slide through that shit quick. Yeah. What's going on? Like, I don't want to see nothing like that. I don't know what he's a sick individual, boy. I would find it hard to sit in a business meeting with him and look at him and just like you know what I mean? Like it would be hard for me to take him serious. Like
it would be, but there are some people that's going to want to do it just because of the notoriety. But then there's also going to be an element of people that's not going to want to have anything to do with him, even if all the charges were dropped.
If I was a rapper, I wouldn't sign the Bad Boy.
Well, nobody signed the Bad Boy.
Well, I know, but he was trying to make a comeback through his son.
Yeah, well, now he ain't.
He was trying to make a comeback through his son. They had even signed a couple artists and everything. Like, they were really trying to make a comeback in the music business. I think before all of this happened.
When he is finally,
and his son is decent. His son can rap. Yeah.
I think when he finally is released, that he needs to go sit in timeout for a little while. But I don't think he's gonna be able to do it, man. I think after he gets out, he gets home, gets a good shower, has another freak off. I don't know. Who knows what he's gonna do because it's been a year.
I think he'd get married.
To Carisha?
No, I think he finds some kind of what? Some kind of surgeon or some kind of regular person in the world. I think it'll be a PR stunt, but I think he just finds some not that a surgeon is a surgeon makes good money.
Somebody,
but just somebody that's not in the limelight.
To clean up his image.
He'll never get anybody that's in the limelight because it'll ruin their image. So they're not gonna touch him. But you know what I mean. But I think he'll find somebody like shit. Carisha probably might go back with him and get that $500,000 a month. Shit. But I don't know if he even want to afford all that now.
But so what happened with him and Carisha? Like are they?
No, I mean they were broke up before this.
Before this all happened. Okay, that's how much.
Wow. It wasn't like. You know, this happened and they broke up. Like, she had stopped dealing with him. Like, Remember he was flaunting the other girl, the baby mama and the other girl. Man, he was P Diddy was wild.
Yeah, I don't. That's just how much.
And then I always find it funny, like I just look, I question his character when he started trying to date his son's ex-girlfriend. Like nigga, you 50. What you want with that girl?
Right.
Like you got, like literally, you got a son that's her age. Like
how old was the girl when she's?
It was Lori Harvey.
Oh.
She dated Justin first, yeah, and then he started dating her. He was holding hands with her, and it was public. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
See, I'd be so out of the loop.
And I ain't trying to gossip, but I mean that was just like a thing.
I'm so out of the loop. I had no idea.
Yeah, damn. Justin when Lori Harvey first came out, Justin was her man, and then Diddy just took that, take that.
That is.
He just took it. Whatever you want, he just grabbed.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's just crazy. Now, Young Miami I've seen her in person, like met her and everything. Like she's stunning in person. Like so is Lori. I've never seen Lori Harvey, but she's a stunning woman. I'm not saying that. No, but I can see where anybody would fall in love with Young Miami. Not only is she beautiful, but she's the stuff that men like. She's corny too. She's beautiful. She got a little corny side. She got the street side. You know what I mean? Is
that what men like?
Men like a little hood. I mean, I can't speak for all men, but I like a little hood.
You like a little hood, Harry?
But I like a little, he like a little hood. You like a little crazy, you know what I mean? Everybody,
well, okay, now
man
hood,
like a little crazy.
Hood and crazy is different.
I'm not saying they both.
It's not different.
No, I think they're different. I think hood and crazy is different. There's some hood girls that ain't crazy. Like I know some.
What's your definition of hood though?
Like street chick, like you know what I mean, like Miami street chick. You don't get no streeter than the porky beans.
Yeah, that's true.
That shit on First 48 bad.
Every episode. Pork and beans.
12th Street. I think it's like 12th Street. Yeah. Fighting with 13th Street. Can't even go over the street without getting killed. You know what I'm saying? That's where she from. But you know what I'm saying? My whole thing is like, every man every man don't want the school teacher, the woman that want to dress them, and not me. I don't prefer the woman that's got it, that's gonna tell me what to do and
nobody
where it is.
And nobody wants that. I don't think.
I'm gonna take you around all my corporate friends, like that's cool. Like I've done.
Hold up now.
I've done that, but I'm uncomfortable in that situation. I don't know if it's my education or what it is, but I'm uncomfortable around the elite.
I think that it's as a man that you should be able to go to a corporate situation. Remember we talked about that. You asked me, do I like a hood or do I like somebody corporate? And I said both. I want to be able to.
See, you like both.
Yeah, I need you to be able to go anywhere. Let's go to the function and then let's change our clothes.
I can go to the function, but I'm just not comfortable at the function. I would rather be like around here. This is my element, you know what I mean? I'm go to this bar, that bar, chill, down there at the Capital City Club ain't my spot. You know what I mean? Like it ain't my spot. Senator such and such is here. Who cares?
It's a good experience though.
I've been it, Mo. Yeah. My homeboy Mo is a street dude, you know what I'm saying? But he's a Capital City member, country club member, you know what I mean? Like he bring me around, you know what I mean? And try to show me a different side and stuff like that. Like,
I think in today's society, and I think because you are a businessman, I think it's very important that you're well rounded.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and you are.
Yeah. I tell you, not to get off the P Diddy thing. Well, we can get off the P Diddy thing. My homegirl worked for Lisa Gibbons. Mm-hmm. You know who that is, right? So she's got this foundation or whatever, and she said, well, come with his formal. Yeah, she said come formal. Mm-hmm. I said, shit, I ain't about to buy no tuxedo. I don't have a tux. You know what I mean? I don't own a tux. So I was like, well, I don't have a tux and blah, blah, blah. She said, well, you just come with, yeah, hang out. But I do want to introduce you to a couple people that, you know, it basically she's introducing me to people that want to know that I got a business and want money. So when she told me that, I was like, oh, I'm wearing what the hell I want to wear. They want my money.
From me? Right.
Yeah,
right.
It's not like I'm sitting there trying to get a favor from them. Like, you know, like when I go see a judge or something and I need I might get a little bit dressed up and be like, well, judge, I need a favor, you know what I mean? But I don't come like I am now. But you want money from me?
I'm gonna come as I am.
Yeah, I had a sweater on and a white shirt with a little tie
that was good
and
enough.
some slacks, but it was not I looked
that was good enough.
I looked good for like a wedding, but it wasn't like everybody else had tuxedos. You can tell these people buy, like when they get their jobs or whatever, when they start rolling around these other people like that, you can tell that they go spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. 10,000 on a couple tux, you know what I mean? You could tell. These wasn't no damn I know a men's warehouse tux. I've been married twice. I know a men's warehouse tuxedo. These jokers ain't renting those tux. They going to.
You're getting it tailored.
Yeah, they going to. I mean, well, you can get it tailored at men's warehouse, but I'm just saying, like, they going to a nice place that got couple $3,000, $4,000 tuxedos. These are some real, like, these are Armani's and Versace's and.
So the thing about that though is that if you're gonna be in that environment and you know that you're going to get, that's the environment that you're gonna be in, then I mean, if you got it, you might as well go ahead and invest in it. You know you're gonna get your wear out of it.
Man, she set me in the back. Like the stage was like way up there. It was in a big ballroom. Stage was like tunnel. She set me in the back, and it was another guy, and he was trying to play another black guy. He was trying to play the role. I think he was in the LGBT community. He was trying to play, oh, darling, you look so nice. Oh, those pearls. And I was like, I was just sitting there bugging out because the funny thing about it is everybody in those rooms know who's supposed to be there, and who's not supposed to be there, or they know, like, okay, he's cool. You know what I mean? Like all these other people snobby and they got their forks, and they done been to etiquette school and all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? The girl that was serving the liquor was behind me. Like, I'm literally in the back where the bar is, so I can literally turn around like this and grab a drink. So I got up. I said, let me get a drink. She looked at me. She said, you don't want to be here, do you? I said, hell no. And then I walked out. I went to go use the bathroom, and it was like a bar there. And I seen my homegirl that done did 7 years in prison and all kind of shit. Like, she bought some cars with me. Like, she was a big time dope girl on Green Street back in the day. And I see her. She said, what the fuck you doing? I'm like, what? And I'm like, what the fuck
are you doing?
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And when she was like, I got a mobile bar business. They hired me.
That's what's up.
I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the fun, one of the funnest times I ever had. But the fun came in from laughing at all the other people playing the room. And I just did not play the room, and like Joe Penner came up to me, and he was like, and he's passed away now, I believe.
Yep.
But he came up to me and he was like, hey, what do you do? Like, and I was just like, I said, I sold you a car. And he says, I said, at Galliano, I sold you a Jeep. It was a while ago. And he was like, oh, yeah. So he was like, oh, Scott Rhodes. No, first he said, JT. And I said, well, JT owns it now. But, yeah, I said, I used to work for Scott Rhodes. And he was like, oh, yeah, I know those guys. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And then he was just kind of like, I said, yeah, but now I own a franchise, bail bond companies. And he just said, oh, I know the people at ABC. Those are just the big names. And I know the person at this place. And I guess they've done he's done commercial for them and stuff like that. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, but I'm small, but, franchising and all that kind of stuff. And he just tapped me on it and said, keep up the good work. Like, you know what I mean? And then he passed away. So I always like that year. So I always like remember that though. So it was good. It was good to be in there. The food was amazing. The drinks were free. They had drinks on the outside and on the inside.
Okay, free drinks.
Man, it was a good experience. I gave them people $100 and I got up out of there. And my homegirl was like, how much did you give? I said, well, how much was everybody else giving? They was like, yeah, 1,000, 2,000. I said, I gave them. I said, man,
$100.
I put 100. I gave that lady $100, and it was cash. It wasn't. Everybody else had a check or something like that. I gave her $100, a business check. It wasn't no business check or nothing. I gave her $100 cash in an envelope, and I got on. I had a good time, good experience. I wasn't invited back the following year because they did it again, and I just saw it on the internet. And I was like, oh girl, like you didn't call me. I got a suit now because I swear. I swear, after I left there, I didn't buy a tuxedo, but I bought like 3 suits. So and I had them taped up and everything. I bought 3 suits, and I was like, I got a suit now. She was just like, oh, I forgot. I said, you ain't forget.
You ain't forget.
I came in there. I was drinking. I was chilling.
If you had given $500 or $1,000, she wouldn't have forgot.
Man, them niggas put like, you know how they cut that prime rib? They put one little skinny piece of prime rib on my plate. I went back up there 2 times. That prime rib was so good, and I love prime rib. But I
definitely didn't forget.
No, man, I hood that place out, bro. And I ain't even hood like that. But I hood that place. Shit, you think I wasn't drinking them drinks? Then
I don't know. I think it's important to see how the other half lives. You know what I'm saying?
They live different.
They do. They do.
A lot of them ain't got it.
I believe that too.
When you put these kids through private school, I don't care if you make $200,000 a year. You put them through private school and put them in gymnastics and
everything else, and you living in this big old house in Wood Creek Farms,
$10,000 mortgage. It get different.
Yeah,
it get different. You know,
but I don't ever want to be in the position where I gotta keep up with the Joneses, because of. I just don't ever want to be in the keep up with the Joneses type situation.
I ain't never played the rich game. I played the dope boy game where I wasn't a dope boy, but I wanted the
lifestyle.
Be around that kind of stuff. Have the old school cars. Like, I'm 19, 20 years old. I had the Acura Legend. I mean, nobody knows what an Acura Legend is, but I had the Acura Legend.
I remember that.
Sitting on 20s, 2-tone.
Didn't Acura make a car called a Vigor?
I think they did.
Yep.
I'm not a big Acura fan. I'm just a Legend fan because that's what everybody had. That's what if you didn't have a Maximum.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
You remember that Integra I had? Were we in Columbia when I had that Integra? That little gray Integra?
I can't remember. I always just known you to have like a. I
had a Hyundai. I had an Altima. And I had a Hyundai. And then I had a Charger.
Now I remember the Charger. Yeah, that pick up from the Charger probably. Yeah.
And then.
But you always had nice whips though.
I mean,
ain't nothing wrong with that. I like a nice.
Listen,
I don't care for it anymore, but I used to want a nice. I still got a Jeep, but when the lease is up, that's my last.
Yeah, I like a car.
My last $700 car payment.
I like a car and I like a bag. But I will tell you that I did. My
wife love a bag. Man.
Yeah, to Dick Dyer the other.
Well, Dick Dyer.
Yeah.
Which one? Now that's Lexus, right?
No.
Cadillac.
No. It was the Benz dealership.
Oh, I was about to say, you don't look like you Cadillac driver.
No, I'm not.
Unless it's a sports. Right now.
Well, unless it's a sports one.
I said, you taking this grandma stuff to a whole nother level.
No.
Men in Cadillacs, a woman with a Cadillac, I said, oh, it's got to be an old woman.
No, because a GLE passed by me, and I was just like, I got to go look at that.
Go see it.
Oh, man, $147,000. I ain't gonna
stand away.
Yeah, that's a house.
Yeah, well, the house is 30 years. They want you to pay for that shit in 7.
Yeah, I know. I ain't.
7 is the max.
So, what's the game plan for Diddy? He stays out of the public eye for the time being after he's released.
Lay low for a year.
Lay low for a year.
Give a bunch of money back. Donate a bunch of money.
Yeah. And then what?
Hey, pop up at church every Sunday. It just got to be a media thing, man. You know, we living in the social media world.
Yeah.
You just got to look like a changed man.
Yeah.
Keep it going for a while. Yeah. I say 12 to 18 months. Take care of his kids. He only got one little child left.
Yeah.
His daughter's done graduated. He missed their graduation. Yeah, those are the kind of things that humble yourself, make you humble yourself.
You would think.
But you don't, man. But the stuff you seen from him, you probably think he'd be like. If he don't get professional help, like he's gonna go back. But yeah,
I'm not putting my money on him being. He might come out as being changed at first, but once he gets a taste of freedom and he gets back to access to his money and to the women and the baby oil and whatever else he was into.
And you know what? And he need to pay Gail $1 million not to ask the tough questions. Don't do me like you did R. Kelly. Get Gail and Oprah.
Gail had R. Kelly.
Gail, Oprah, Tyler Perry, those kind of people, you know, that make you responsible for what you did. But
Tyler Perry don't need to do nothing.
Tyler. Well, he don't do interviews, but I mean, that's their whole circle, though.
Yeah.
That's that black excellence circle, you know what I mean? So, hey, get with them. You know what I mean? You didn't rat on TD Jakes. You saved TD.
He didn't rat on Swallowed Up. He didn't rat on him.
Yeah, he could have ruined TD.
He could have.
You know, he could have ruined a couple people.
Swallowed Up.
You know, he had shit going with.
So what are we talking about next?
We got to see what's going on.
Oh, so before we leave, I want to just acknowledge the loss of life in Texas, in Kerrville, Texas. It's very sad. The flash flooding. And also there has been some flooding in North Carolina as well, and a few other states. I know that there's been a lot of water impacts. So thoughts and prayers. And,
I don't think it can't happen to you. We had a big flood here.
We did.
We lost about 40, 50 people here.
Yeah. So flash floods can come out of nowhere in no time. So
New Orleans, people still ain't recovered.
Right. So and with that,
that's what makes us good. We're honest.
It is. You never fail.
Yeah, my mama loves.
Hey,
you.
mama.
Doesn't even know you.
Hey,
I
mama.
like her.
I like you too. Your son's all right with me most days. And with that concludes this episode of King and Sharif Real Talk. I'm King.
I'm Sharif.
And we out.
Yo. And we out.